seeing is the last of my opal that needs to be sorted properly. That is partially precious, partially rejected, partially taken from other things. It's been quite a hectic day today. I've been working in my workplace because I'm not one of these influencers. You might have noticed at 1,000 subs you don't have nothing, but that's okay, I don't mind. I released another short for the sake of the Americans because I was reasonably certain that I would not. Oh, let's flip around. Yeah, I know, I'm a mess. I'm an absolute mess, I know. Well, I've got a few messages, but we're not going to worry about them. We're going to flip around. Here is the setup. I've done a few little things to it. It looks like death warm. Change the sandpaper over. I'll give that a bit of a wipe down. I'll turn this on. Yeah, there we go. Now, see, it's all perfect, but I wanted to get it a bit more perfect than that because we've got to get into it. You may know the hectic schedule that I keep nowadays of dropping my daughter off at work about an hour away, and it's probably not all that economic to do it that way. But having said that, she's learning how to become independent and, you know, managing her own career and stuff. That's really good. So I'm applauding it and I'm doing my best to assist her. And like everyone, she gets not very much at a young age, and she's doing really well. I'm very proud of her. But that means we've got an hour to do as much as possible, and I was going to do more, but because of the time constraints, I'm just sitting here and getting as much done as possible. I thought I'd show you the last stages of the cleanup. The last stages of the cleanup in the bird room is to be seen, to be believed, quite frankly. But that's alright. Life is good. There we go. What I thought I'd do is I'd show you the opal jar. It's getting ridiculous. I've got a whole stack of opals docked. I've cut a few opals. I've put them into things ready to be sold. I've done a whole heap of stuff, and yet I've still got so many opals. Have a look at this. Where's my docked opals? Not the docked ones, my opal jar. Can't see it. Oh well. I'll bring this over here. Eventually the opal jar will come to light, because I only just had it a little while ago. Oh well. Move this over. And what I'm doing is I'm just moving my opal tray over, and I'll show you what that is when I picked it up and moved it over. But I'm also interested in my rubs jar. It'll be around somewhere, don't worry. But it's just me being a kukutz and being late in the evening. I've just forgotten where I put it. In that goes. That's the sound of success. In this goes. Like so. Sort of sound of success, I suppose. The sound of success. Hello darkness, my old friend. There it is. Found it. Here it is. Yoink. There is my jar of opal rubs. I told you I had one. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to quickly rub down the old screeny poo, because you can have a look. That screen's looking pretty feral and filthy. I don't think it's this side. I think it's this side. But you want to see your opals really nicely as they're being cut. So there we go. Lovely. Now I'm going to move that opal jar to the side because we've got more fun to show you. I think I'll turn the water on now. Push it on to full blast, and then I'm going to moderate it using the orange thing. Dun, dun, dun. Orange thing moderated. Bit more orange thing. It's just a rolly valve, basically. This thing is actually a tube borrowed from something called a peristaltic pump from a drip. Not me, something else. Okay, so the last thing is I'll show you this quickly now. Over here is what I just put into its spot. This is all of my opal. And if we just flip it out here, oh, look at that. Oh, lovely. Now, it doesn't look all lovely at the moment, but if I take it out, oh, it's a two-handed job taking it out. Clever me. But if I take it out, you'll see over in there is where the good ones are. This one is moderately good, and then we just go down in grades over here. Ignore the grass. I've been having fun with the Bowie knife. Down here is a slightly better grade. Believe it or not, lower grade, sorry. Believe it or not, these opals are actually quite good. If I wet them up, you'd enjoy what you saw. And then going down here. Whoop. Hello, Sean. I presume it's Sean. Over here is the third grade. That's starting to get a little bit rubbish. And at the bottom here are fossils. So that's looking pretty good. I've just put a call out to my father, who happens to be a doctor, because I found a massive chunk of what I think is bone. These things are just opals that I think are of interest to me. Either they've got weird things going on, like this is a really weird shape. It might be a piece of bone or something. This one is just threatening to show some colour. It's that kind of thing. This one is from Lightning Ridge, so you can never know what's going on with those ones. But at any rate, that's what's going on with them. But what I will be doing today is I will be going from the top drawer, the top shelf. I'll be grabbing these guys. A few of them at any rate. Maybe these three. Now, why are these top shelf? Let's wet them up and I'll show you. This is the cutting rig, of course, if you haven't been used to watching the opal cutting going on. Been quite busy these last few weeks, months, years, days, whatever it is. Isn't it funny how I had it absolutely perfect before, and then when I'm ready to actually use it as a cutting rig, now you know what? You're going to not have it perfect now. I'm worried that's going to fall, but we'll deal with that as we come to it. As a matter of fact, I've got an anti-fall device right here. That'll work perfectly. Whoa, a little too close. The usual issue. In case you haven't been watching these things, I always try and zoom and it never works properly. There we go. Now zoom a bit more, a bit less, a bit less. And what I'll do is I will just find something to space it out a bit instead of trying to zoom all the time. There we go. No, I need to zoom out a bit. This is oh so fun. Perfect. Right, so now I've got the water going onto the blade. Right, so let's put these down. Let's wet them up and I'll show you why I'm pretty impressed with them. Have a look at this guy first up. Have you seen anything so beautiful? Now, there's a lot of cracks through this, so I don't know what's going to happen with it. This is going to be the most interesting of the cuts, I think, because I think what we're going to get out of that is, we'll probably get 2 or 3 stones, I think, because it'll be a miracle if this thing is together in the same stone. There'll be definitely cracks and stuff. I might even get my laser out and have a look and see. The laser's really good. Now this guy, I've just picked it at random, but I know it's from the top tier, so I don't mind. It's going to have something cool. And there's your something cool. G'day, Daryl Jade Omolongo, sorry. These are from Lightning Ridge Cooper PD, and they're not willow opals, in case you're interested in that kind of thing. So the interesting thing about this is if we've got something going the whole way through, which we do. I'll just try and zoom right into that for you. You can see how that's on that side and that's on that side. We've got a colour bar that's going the whole way through. Have we got a colour bar this side? Maybe not. Got a colour bar this side? No. So basically our stone's about there. So that is an absolute smasher, or it could be smashed, one of the two. This guy here, I'm just giving it a bit of a wet up because now you know the general drift. Now what's so cool about this one? Let's just keep rotating it until you see it. There it is. Have you ever seen something so pretty? So that's what we're dealing with today, and there's dozens more where these came from. What I'll do is I'll get some of these other guys. These guys here that I'm getting are actually a part of one of my previous videos that I posted about, I don't know, an hour ago, I suppose. just before I started up with all this nonsense here. So these guys here. Now, there's nothing particularly special about them, especially this. Oh, this one's good. This is one of the top tiers. I'll show you that one to you quickly. This one just got colour going from wall to wall, basically. So you'll see colour everywhere. I know it looks kind of boring, but I guarantee you this will... Well, I'm not going to guarantee it, but I'm pretty certain something's going to come out that's good from this one. Okay, now these guys. What I did was I did a video on how to identify opal from opal rough. Because there's two types of opal. There's potch opal and there is precious opal. Potch opal is just a rock. Precious opal is where the profit and the fun is. I'm just moving myself. Yoink. There we go. Whoop. I don't want to drain my fish tank, so no, bad. Sorry, you don't know what's going on down here. It's all very complicated. Not really. Okay, so these guys I actually got from... These guys I got from my my opal rough set, and the reason why they're so impressive is because when I got them, I bought them from a supplier who said, and I quote, "There is no colour in this whatsoever." And so I did a video describing how to find colour in stuff that has been declared no colour. So if you're interested in that kind of thing, there is a video in my playlist somewhere. It's probably the most recent one. So, or if this is a later time you're watching this, it'll be the one prior to this video that I'm doing now, this live stream, the date of this live stream. But here, let's have a look in here. You'll see that there is... No, you won't see, actually. I'll zoom right in and we'll see if we can get it. I hate zooming in because when I zoom back, it's going to be a problem. There it is. Can you see that? That was in stuff declared to be no colour whatsoever. Let's have a look at one of these other ones. Just randoms. No colour. No colour. Nothing to see here. Let's see. Is there any colour in this one? Maybe not. What's that one doing here? Okay, you made a liar out of me. It's alright. What's this guy? There'll be something here, surely. There it is. Hello. Look at all that beautiful colour. So you can see that basically with a bit of patience and with the correct technique, you can actually find plenty of colour. There it is. Found it. Now these were just random. These haven't been assessed as, you know, good, bad, or in between. These are just opals that I found. So it'll be interesting to see what they produce. Okay, so let's have a look. Don't see much going on with this one. If I remember correctly, I was looking through this one before to take photos and I couldn't see much. I'm going, why did I select this one? I might have lied during my presentation. Oh yes, deception. Deception, I tell you. There you look off you. No problem there, no deception. I just saw that. Okay, well that's good. So let's just zoom out again. This is going to be challenging. Oh, no, it's not. Isn't it funny when you say it's going to be No. One more. No. One more. One more. Nope. Nope. Behave. Yeah, good. Let's get it cracking before it does something else to me. Okay. So where was that colour? That colour was here. What I might have to do is just shut the door, because my good friends, the birds, are probably not going to give me a moment's peace whilst I'm doing this. Oh dear. Alright, so I sent the opal off, so I sent some photos off to my father because he's a doctor. And the reason why I did that was because I suspected that some of the opal was bone, and I think this is as well. Too late now, I've sliced into it, so too bad. Once you slice it, you ruin the outline and what the opal actually is. And what's even better is it looks like there's not really anything of any particular importance here. So I've destroyed a bone for no good reason. That doesn't exactly make you feel good, but you know. You can't make an omelette without breaking a few eggs or destroying the history of the planet. That sounds rather ominous. What I might do is I might leave this like this, because I think I've still got a little bit of what it was sitting here. Yeah, I might leave it like that, because I think posterity might need that. So I'll leave it. I can't in all good conscience continue to hack into that. So what I'll do is I'll just do this one. This one has got a little bit of colour. I think it's a bit wall-to-wally. I'm going to have a look at it myself. Actually, I've got my nerd glasses. Let me just put them on. Nerd glasses on. Okay, I see where the colour is. Let's see if we can get it going. Bit of sand here. And I happen to know in this particular opal, their colour is right on the top here, so I'm not anxious to hack into that unless absolutely necessary. Unless I know that we're going to be finishing off the stone, making it into something nice, blah-de-da-da-da. So look what we got. Okay, nothing there yet. There is stuff here, so I'm not worried. If it's too faint, it's too faint. This is just something I found, literally lying around in my potch collection. So, you know, don't expect miracles out of these kinds of stones. This was just a demonstration that opal does actually shine under certain circumstances. Right, I'm just going to give it a quick, absolute sopping. It's there. It's there. Rightio. So what I've got to do here, I'll just carve this side down a bit in the hopes that this piece of sand goes away. In the hopes I don't do something like that. That was pretty tragic what I just did. On a more precious opal, that would have been terrible. Now, did you hear that? That's my cockatoo Loki. She's singing. Don't laugh. She's happy. She's just seeing me. She's going, Daddy's here. Da, 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 da. I'm going to sing. And don't anyone tell her that she's a terrible singer. I am going to have to shut the door though, because it's getting a bit hard. Alright, there we go. Also, I'm going to have to do a quick modification of my opal setup because water's dripping in the wrong spot. There we go. Water's dripping in the right spot. Yay! How do you do it? With great difficulty, my friends, with great difficulty. Okay, so let's go and get this bottom sorted out. Not my bottom. I'll get my colonoscopy later. Da-da-da-da-da-dum. Okay, I forgot about this as well. What I'll do is I'll put these down because they're starting to meander. Because some of them are quite good, I don't want to break them. Is this opal bum sorting itself out? I think so. I'm bringing the side in, which is something you don't normally do to a bottom, but because there's that crack there, I'm trying to preserve opal as best I can. Something will come along that'll help it. May even be one of those situations where I end up facing it from the bottom. We're nearly there. Now, bearing in mind, this might not actually go well. It might not cut a good opal. But there's no harm in cutting a good stone that isn't going to shine, because it's always good practice. Nearly gotcha. Whoa, that's good. That's a good stone. It might even face from that angle, so it might be worth taking it out from the side. We'll see. If it doesn't face from the other side, I will very quickly swap. If we have a look here, if we have a look here, if we have a look here, and they shall remain backed up. Hello, how you doing, my friend, the Shrek? Welcome to Opal Hub with Lord Shrek in the wings. He's not going to let anything happen without some kind of suggestive comment that will no doubt turn this Opal Fest into something else. I hear he's about 40, going on 3. All right, here we go. I wonder if we get to write the guidelines, do we? Because if that's the case, I'll be writing something like, don't proposition everybody on this channel. How's it been going, Lord Shrekky? Shrekky Pex? So for this opal, we are going to start. Oh no! Here it comes! Here it comes! Down, boy, Shrek. Okay, so we're gonna. You can't see it. It's a race between the sand and the colour, really. There is some colour here. It's very faint. Now what I'm doing is I'm just bringing this end down to see if I can find some colour here. If I find some colour here, we are in like Flynn, or in like Shrek's mum. Here we go. Well, so I've heard. From Stephen, from Bob, from oh yeah, that hobo down the street. Okay, so let me see. Here we go. Okay, so what we've got here, nothing particularly spectacular, but the problem with the basketball analogies is the slam dunk is actually 2 points, and if you get it from further away, it's 3 points. I've always worried about that. And here's my problem. It's not a slam dunk, it's only a 3-pointer. But Lord Shrek, you have not told me what you've been doing all this time. You haven't been doing any propositioning because you've told me the pipes are backed up, so nothing like that. What have you been doing, my friend? All right, so that's a good one, but you're not seeing it because, well, that's it. We'll do one more of these ones and then we'll get on to the fun ones. Not those fun ones, Lord Shrek. These fun ones. Just gonna see where I can find the... there's the colour. Right here. Just like your mum's cheeks. Right. And I'm sorry to say I don't know which cheeks we were talking about at the time when I was talking to your mother, because, well, her mouth was full at the time. Have I taken all of the colour off? Serves me right for making all them horrible jokes. No, they're still there. I will, however, carve along here. Where'd it go? Welcome to the magical disappearing act of opal. Ta-da! No, that's the fossil. It has been flung well behind the setup. I think it's over here. Let me have a look. No, okay, we're going to go into the cool stuff. So who we got? We got this one here. This one looks good, but I am very nervous. I was going to have a look under laser light, but I'm thinking, nah, you only live once. Let's just discover the old-fashioned way. And by old-fashioned way, I mean let's blast it into a million pieces. Oh, I found some more opal. Check that one out. I'll do that later. Nice little piece there. But we'll do this one now. Let's do it. Let's get in there. I've been aching to have a crack at this one. Right, so that is a piece that needs to go straight away. What I might do is I might just carve along. No, it can just go. Look at that pretty little gem, huh? She is so pretty. So let's just carefully carve this bit off. I suspect this is shell opal, so it is a bit naughty to take the colour and turn it into a gem, but not too bad because there's plenty of shells out. I've got a whole stack of bivalves which I just continually put into my collection. We're getting into mozzie season from the looks of things. I'm going to carve this along here. No severe vibrations, please. Just very gently bring that to. Oh, this is a toughie. Here we go. There it goes. Now, the problem we've got is twofold. The first one is that if you cut it too thin, then it's not going to be, then it's not going to hold its own weight. You have to back it. That's okay. The other problem is if you don't cut it enough, then it's not a good opal. What I'm doing is I'm just carving this tiny little piece to see if I can make it into something. I think I can. There we go. At least I've got the brown bit off. I'm not going to say the obvious joke there. I'm going to then just pat this bit away and then angle it in. This is quite a tricky proposition. And then I'll go from here and hopefully we'll get something. Beautiful little gem. Tiny, tiny, tiny one. But good nonetheless. Now I'm going to have to take my glasses off now. Oh, my head is starting to hurt. Oh boy. Okay, that's better. Let's pop this under and we'll see what we can do. I will be cutting more bits off because it's insanity to just keep going when you know it's going to end up having to be cut anyway. So I'm just very carefully edging my way through, and if I see fit I might not finish this cut tonight. I might go on to something else if I'm at a loss or a bit indecisive or something. I'm sorry about that, but that's just the way it has to be. Quality cut, you can't just sit there and fly by night. If something's not right, I'm not going to do it. So I know the UK's coming online about this time. America will be going offline at this time. There'll be midnight-ish in certain places and not too far off in others. I know Russia will be going on, so all the Russian shills who are making life hard for Ukraine, welcome. Please stay on this channel and don't make life hard for people. Peacefully cut opals, that's what I say. Don't make life hard. UK, you are most welcome here. Everyone's welcome, so long as they behave themselves. Ukrainians will be guests of honour, I'm afraid, Russian people. Okay, so there is a little bit of opal there, but I'll probably have to do that later. Let's have a look at this one. Depending on what's going on, I may have to... There's definitely a crack here. Let me see that crack. So I said to you, never mind. Okay, here we go. Alright, let me see. I'll just carve in a little bit here. I think because of the difference in thickness here, and the fact there is a crack here, I will carve along there. This will probably only be good as doubling material. The thing that scares me, however, is I can see that this piece here, that's not a bad piece actually. I'll carve this piece off because that'll actually... You don't just every day get a piece of opal like this, so you just treat it with a little bit of respect. Let's have a look. What have we got here? Take the back off it and have a look at the front side. Yay, we've done something. Okay, that'll be 0.2 of a carat. Beautiful little stone, 0.2 of a carat. That's our first success. Now, here's where the toughie comes in, because I said there's bound to be a crack in it, and I was right. There it is. Right in there. Let's see if... Shall I be optimistic and just carve this away a little bit and see what happens? This is dumb. Every time you get a precious opal, you want to make it so big and huge and all that, and you're like, oh yeah, I want to make it the best opal ever. And you ruin it because of that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hedge my bets. There's a white patch just along here. There's a white patch just here. Let's zoom in so that we can explain what's going on. Alright. So there's a white patch just along here. You can see the crack. So what I might do is I might cut along the white patch, which is just up there. And that, I reckon, will mean I'll have 1 carat stone here, a tiny little 0.2 of a carat stone here, and maybe a 2 carat stone here. That is probably the most sensible way to do it. Always be conservative. This is opal that costs me nothing, really. I got it extraordinarily cheap, and I managed to find good stuff within it. So I'm just going to sit here and count my blessings. Not be greedy and cut it. And we'll see if that decision... I might even try to carve out the crack on this side. That'll mean I'll have a 1 carat stone sitting there. Should be kind of nice. No, I'll be smaller than 1 carat, I'm afraid. Doesn't matter. Still be a nice stone. I'm going to assess it at maybe 1/2 carat, I reckon. But really, it's got nothing to do with carats. It's size and beauty. So, if it's a big, beautiful stone, which it is not, it's a tiny stone, but it's quite beautiful. That's probably what's going to assess its value. I think we're sitting here at maybe, I don't know, 70 US. I'll give it that. I'll say 70 US for this. Maybe that's a bit generous, but you know, my channel, I can do what I like. There we go. Let's just have a look at the back of it. Nice back. Alright, so because it's got such a nice back, I'm going to dot that rather than just keep hacking away at it. The reason you do that is because sometimes it's just too good to get your ego involved. So just going to pop that into my dopping jar. We'll move on with this next bit. This is definitely going to be maybe 1.5 carats to 2. At this rate, if I don't make any mistakes, and sometimes when you dot them and you just shine them up, sometimes they come in a bit smaller. Like one of the ones that I finished off, it ended up probably maybe 0.75 or even less, when it started off at maybe 2. That just happens sometimes. But if you've been given an opal like this, and really you had no right to get it, you can't complain. You just can't. You've got to just be happy, take what you can, move on with life. There's still just a little bit in there. I hope that's not going to ruin things. Up until this point, I would have told you that I have trod the fine line between trying to get a good stone and being conservative about quality. Let's have a look. I'm going to have to put my glasses on and have a quick squeeze at what's going on here. I think we can dig our way out of this hole. It's going to be a nice little drop. If not, I'll just allow the divot to do its thing and just cut along that. But I think we're good. I think we're good. So I'm just going to very gently, carve along here. There's our drop shape. There's our drop shape. There's our drop shape. There's our drop shape. Probably not the most fun to watch when I'm going from the front, but can't be helped because I'm trying to do a nice stone here. Oh my goodness. Okay. Change of plan. We might have to use the back. There is some magic going on down here, and it's going to be freeform because it is just so good. I'm just going to oh my. Giddy aunt. Okay. I didn't expect that. Nor did my giddy aunt, probably. Okay. Just one more little zhoosh. I'm going to have to do another zhoosh, I think. Don't want to do too many zhooshes. Too many zhooshes are a problem. But look at that. Look at that beautiful stone. Okay, let's zoom in. Have a look at this bad boy. Look at him. Now the thing is, it's a pure white stone, and what that does is it tells you that this guy is absolutely screaming with brightness. So it doesn't need to be a black opal to do that. It's just amazing, this guy. Sorry, I was just quickly doing a quick zhoosh on it. So before, I'm not going to do any more messing with that. That is a success. Oh, there's a little bit of a nick. I am going to have to get rid of that nick. So let me just... Is that nick gone? Let's have a look. Still there. Oh, gosh. Taking the glasses off, I'll be guided by the zoom lens, okay? So what I'll do is I'll keep it zoomed for the time being. And then I will just quickly just bring the stone in from all sides. So depressing sometimes because like you're just taking carrots off. Alright, how's that? There is still the slightest of marks, but I think that's good enough to dot. Yep, I think the rest of that will be done on more delicate a machine. Now what I think is that's moving on to the 1 carat range, but at the same time it's also not too bad because it's quite bright. So I might leave that because I might dot that when I go in. How long have I been going for? 44 minutes. Got to keep an eye on the time this time around because I have a daughter to pick up. Is that the one? I don't think it is. Over here are our other stones. I think this one. Let's go have a look at our ready red stone, huh? Look at that one. So let's zoom out again so you can see what I'm about to do. Let's get into it. First things first, let's sort out what I assume the back is going to be. As a matter of fact, I might... No, I won't. I was going to slice it, but we're going to leave it. We're going to just we're going to go gently, 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 gently. I think this is another piece of shell opal, by the way. I'm not as concerned about shell opal as I am about bone, because we've got plenty of shells at Cooper Pedy. I mean, technically, yeah, you probably should be a little bit nice about it. Don't cut into belemnites, but if you see a good belemnite, I'd challenge you not to cut into it. They're just so gorgeous. So there's that. So far, so good. What I'm doing now is Cooper Pedy stone is a little bit more brittle than your average lightning ridger. So that means that they fly apart at the merest hint of resistance. So what I'm doing here is I'm just softening all the edges so that we don't get that. What you'll see inevitably is some piece is going to fly off, because sometimes you just can't help it, but you can at least mitigate the effect by not being as ham-fisted. What I just did was ham-fisted, but you know, live and learn. Alright, let's see what happens. You see there's this, okay, there's this line of, there's a line of sand going in here, and I've noticed there's colour on either side, so I'm going to just see how far that sand progresses, and whether I might have to cut 2 stones from this angle. It's looking okay. I would not do that if I were you, Moth. Okay, seems to be following a line. We'll zoom in and I'll show you. Alright, there seems to be a line which is going basically that way, which I do not like. I'm just going to have a look at it under the zoom. What you're seeing is what I'm using to assess it. Okay, we've already gotten to the colour there. Alright, so what I'll do is I'll remove the sand from that part, and we'll see what's going on. This is a technical cut. May even become a carving, but we'll see. I only do carvings in extreme circumstances. It's not extreme enough yet. I was letting my hair down during a freeform previously, and most people would consider that freeform to be a drop, really, and might end up being a drop. My natural inclination is to try and shoehorn the stone into some kind of cab or a drop or something. So we'll see what happens here. So let's just trying to smooth out rough edges as I go. I just get hit with a chunk of opal to the eye, which is not exactly what I had in mind. Let's see what's going on here. Still sand. Still sand. Still sand. Just be a bit prudent about this, and just gently cut the offending colour. Now it's probably not going to come to anything, but there's a chance, a small one, that that part that I'm cutting off might actually end up, you know, staying in one piece. It's shattering all over the place, but there might be enough of it staying in one piece that I might be able to make a pair of earrings or something out of them. So, you know, the whole idea is to maintain hope, no matter what's going on. Now that was my mistake. I got a little bit too wayward with my cutting
and I've moved the blade over onto the stone. Okay, let's have a look at this piece. Have I succeeded? There's two parts to this success. One of the parts is a simple, have I gotten all the sand out, which I have not done. Yeah, let's just hope no one actually busts Shrek. Sometimes, in some countries, there are laws. From the sounds of things, he wasn't spanked enough as an adult. Okay, so that came to nothing. Don't care. Let's have a look at this bit. Came to nothing. Probably like Shrek. Let me see. Okay, so what we've got here, this beautiful colour that we're seeing is a direct result of the sand, probably. So even though the sand is going to be a nuisance all through this cut, we are not going to bemoan the fact that it's there, because that's the reason why we've got a beautiful stone at all. So we be thankful for what we've got. What to do with that bit? What to do indeed? Let me see. Here we go. Hopefully do. Channeling the Ned Flanders to try and mitigate the effect of the Shrek. Okay. Well, I can tell you what, this is coming out of the shadows and coming swinging, because it is doing some mighty stuff. What can I do to help it out? I think I'll cut this entire end off, like so. We want to know where the real good stuff starts and where the sand finishes. We want to really be able to concentrate on polishing up a good stone here. Whilst our friend Shrek is rubbing out a nice result, we've got to rub out a nice result. Okay. Now, let me see. So let's have a look at you. Once again, we'll go. Okay, we're getting to the real opal bit. So I'm going to just carve in here, see what we can see. Yeah, this is going to be a tricky one. Okay, we're going to carve away from here, like so. So where are we all from? I'm from Australia, obviously. You can't tell from the accent. But I can't tell the accent from... There we go. What have we got? Oh boy. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to carve away with this piece as well. What I'm hoping to do is to curve this one in later. It is fighting me the whole way. This stone is just absolutely giving me hell as I'm doing this. And quite frankly, this kind of thing is what I live for, because this is not easy, it's a challenge, it's tough, and the rewards are there to be seen. So let's see what we get. Hopefully it doesn't shatter. It's the way it shatters that matters. Sorry for not looking at the text, but I am really concentrating hard. What have we got here? Got a little bit of opal in the fragments, so let's just see what we can get out of this. What I do is I do cut off the fragments and see if I can turn them into a nice chunk of opal. That gives me practice with the big bit without actually hurting the big bit. Right, so this side is the side to worry about. Let's have a look at it. There's a little bit. Get in there, get rid of that. Yep, there's another earring piece. Pop that there. Actually, I'll pop that in there. Don't need to worry about it. What's this piece here? Nothing. Alright, so what have we got? That's not a piece to worry about. So, let's just get stuck into this bit here. Get rid of the sand. Just keep carving away, hacking away what you need to hack away at. Ah, look at that. We've just got a bit of breakage. That's okay, because it's come off. It's done something that I call napping. I was nearly caught napping, but it was napped off. So what I'll do is I will very carefully carve along the nap line. There is our other earring stone. Now you see, the thing about it is, when they're doing that, they're always going to go along that line anyway, so you may as well just go with it. So while I'm saying I'm fighting the stone, I'm also going with the stone. That might have to be doubleted, but at least we've got a bit there. Let's have a look. We can get this bit going nicely, I reckon. I think it was just a little bit too much sand, and it was not enough integrity, so kind of like Shrek. Yeah, saw what happened there. That was partially my fault. I was a bit too gung-ho there, but at the same time, it was also a little bit the fault of the opal. So we all can claim a little bit of a problem there. Okay, this side I think is going to be the faced side, because I can see a lot of good colour. Ordinarily, on another day, I'd be happy with this. I have to straighten it out anyway, so may as well. Oh my goodness. So good. So good. Oh, J for Genius has arrived. How you doing? And Gilly, how's it going? I will advise you, Gilly, to have a look at the video that I just did, because I explained how to find opal where there is none, basically. Have a look at that one. It's partially for you, partially for the Americans in our audience too. There's two of them who I respect greatly, and I gave them a bit of a tip. Okay, so have a look at this one. Oh, hello. Sorry, I've been concentrating so hard on this stone because it's been very hard to deal with, but that's okay. You are correct in what you said, genius. Let's see if we can get to... You can see awful lot of all sorts of things. And there was gold there. The trouble, I think, is that gold was actually evidence that the stone itself was unstable. Let's go inside here and have a look. You can see... Yeah, there you go. You can see that there's still some sand sitting within it. I think there was a crack the entire time. But I think I can do something with this stone. I'm certainly not losing hope on this guy. It's beautiful. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. But I may have to carve it up, because it'll carve itself up anyway. Let's have a look. There we go. You're going to start behaving for me, Stone? Because the genius is here. She doesn't take any rubbish. She doesn't take any of those suggestive comments. She doesn't take any of that, you know, that I'm not going to work with the cutter here. Oh yeah, those bits just gave up the ghost when they heard that you were there. Yeah, you should be quaking in terror, you little things. We'll see if this comes out. There might, I think we can see a crack just along here. But we'll just pretend that that's not a crack. And I'll also cut along this line here, so that'll at least protect that section from any further damage. What you can do is you can cut the stone away from the crack, then the crack won't progress. But you can see there's certainly a lot. Don't stress, this is not a problem. Not yet anyway. Once you've got something that you have to struggle with the entire way, you know you've got a fight on your hands. So I don't worry too much. I just get a bit chill and go, let's just go with the flow here. I was hoping for a slightly larger stone than this, but this will still be in the hundreds, this one. Dollars, not carats, of course. Just very lightly giving a little bit of just a feather touch. Just a feather touch, because I still don't like that. Oh, still zoom in. Sorry about that. There we go. How long has that been there for? Okay, let's just very gently. We're going to find out if that crack is a problem now. It's interesting, you know. I think our good friend Shrek, I don't think he's from these parts, but I don't think he understands that he can actually out-feral an Aussie. Okay, here we go. What have we got here? Still in there. Hello, face reveal guy. Yes, I do remember you. How you going? Still got a face, I take it. I don't think my face is that much of a secret, though. I'm not the lockpicking lawyer. Now let's just make sure this isn't a fluke. This isn't a fluke. He's got a musical kind of voice. I'm just trying to go from memory. I think he's Canadian, isn't he? That's what we say. When we don't know if they're American or not. Safer. If I remember correctly, Joel, you're an Aussie. I subscribe to your channel, I think. Please let me have to subscribe to his channel. Tell me it's not worth fighting for. Now, had I known, I probably would have cut this a lot earlier, but like I think I can get rid of it. Famous last words. Can't tell me there's nothing I want more. Okay, that's, you know it's true. Everything I do, I cut an opal. That's how it goes, isn't it? Oh my goodness. What? Sometimes, see, just sitting there, continuing to hammer me. But that's alright, we'll get there in the end. Okay, I'm going to... I think, yeah, right. I'm going to attack it from this side, see if I can get rid of that stuff, and hopefully we can get out of the doldrums here. Remember, I've cut 2 or 3 stones from this already. I would have liked to have had a nice stone. But at the same time, we can't be greedy. We've gotten what we wanted. We've gotten our money's worth. But seeing this is where the trouble is, I'm going from this side, and hopefully I'm also avoiding problems. Right in the center of that thing. Look at that. Oh dear. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have to cut it. I should have cut it earlier. Because that was a problem that I basically, when you're doing opal, you go, if you're going, should I be cutting this? The answer is yes. Because it's more of a to-do to cut it. And your mind is telling you, it's screaming at you, it's going, you need to do this. So if I'd have cut it earlier, I would have had a nicer, larger piece. But that's okay. That's alright. Alright. So this is what we've got left with. It's pretty small, but it's alright. And this is what happens. Sometimes you get the bear, sometimes the bear gets you. I got this pretty much really cheap. So to be able to get anything at all is good. There we go. That's going into the... I'll put that into the doping jar because it's not big enough to really go, yay, what an amazing stone. There's another piece. That's the one I did earlier, I think. Yeah, right there. Nice one. Where's the piece that came off it? So this was the trouble all along. There was just a core of sand and plant debris, believe it or not, that was just sitting in the entire stone, right in the center. Had I known, I would have actually been better served cutting the stone right down the middle from the get-go, and I would have been fine. I didn't know that, and I opted to not look at it with the laser, and so I punished myself. Just getting this one done. Nice bit of stone there. Look, I can't complain. I've still got some pretty beautiful stone out of that. Look at that. I'll show it to you. This is the second one after cutting it in half. So, you know, no complaining. Oh, Stephen, I remember that. That was an interesting time. Little Emma. She's since that time, since the Stephen times, she's, believe it or not, she did Class Clowns, which is a comedy kind of thing. And she's gone on. She's played at the Melbourne Comedy Festival. Would you believe? She's gotten quite a reception there. She's done quite well. I'm very proud of that little thing. Yeah, I love that little girl. And she wanted to do the duet, and I wasn't too keen on it. But, like, you know, sometimes you just, like, I did it for her, basically. I'm sure some people in the audience have children and they understand what unconditional love is. So let's just zoom out. Love that girl. Sorry, I got all nostalgic. It was a good song. The thing I like about it, I know everyone else is seeing, like, you know, performance and stuff, but at the very end, Emma knew that it had gone well, and she had this look of delight on her face. And, like, sometimes when you see that look of delight as a parent, you'll never forget it. But, like, it's recorded forever. So every time I'm feeling a bit down, I can just look at that. Since those times, she's had her fair share of struggles. She's resilient, and I'm hoping that she will do well. As you can see, I've learned my lesson. I'm just going, let's slice. That one I'll have to find in the morning, that piece. If you're wondering what the inspiration for that song was, it was from a philosopher. It wasn't Bertrand Russell, but it was a guy like that. About 17th, 18th century, said something along the lines of, if the creator exists, he must have an inordinate fondness for beetles. What he was saying is that how many species of beetles there are. And I don't necessarily want to go into theology and who's right, who's wrong, all that kind of stuff. But if there is a God, I think he'll have a lot of fun with what he's doing. I can imagine him sitting there designing a dung beetle. Besides, it's quite arrogant to think that we're the most important thing in the universe. Maybe this whole world was made just for beetles. Anyway, that was what happened. We were inspired to write a song over it, and that's what you got. So let's have a look. What's the time? We're down on 1:14. Okay, so we've got to hurry. Just a few notes on this. I think we've got to look at how this thing's going to face. We had the best time. It was an interesting time. Oh man, sorry, a piece of the opal just flung off onto my hand here. It was an interesting time. Yeah, I'll tell you. So my marriage was going from, strength to strength, shall we say. That's an ironic statement. And a lot had happened, and we'd gotten an uneasy truce going at the time with my ex-wife, and she, can't believe I'm telling you this story, but we got an uneasy truce happening, and we recorded that song, and then she came along, and at the time I didn't have much of a job. I'm doing much better at the time, but she reefed the internet out of the wall and did a whole lot of things. You don't necessarily have to assume I'm in the right here, by the way. Breakups are hard. But she then tried to take the children, and the next week I didn't see Emma, and that was like the worst week of my life. I still remember that time. Gosh, it was bad. But I had some good friends who really did help me out at the time. At the time, one of my mates who'd gone through a very similar, messy kind of divorcey thing, he said, "Listen, you've got to shake yourself out of all of this. Be strong, because there's going to be a time when your kids are going to need you." So I'm still remembering that. You're going to have to be strong for them, and you will see your children again. It's just going to take time. You're going to have to be patient. You're going to have to be strong. And this isn't the best argument, but it works for me, is what he said. He said, remember that fear leads to anger, anger leads to hate, and hate leads to the dark side of the force. And I said to him through a mist of tears, "Are you quoting Star Wars at me?" And he said, "I certainly am." He was right in the end. Long story short, I did get the kids back, and eventually she threw Emma out of the house, and now Emma's living permanently with me, and Emma has essentially ended contact, and I haven't done anything. I have tried not to get involved in all of that sort of stuff. But in the end, if you try and do that kind of stuff, it backfires on you, basically. I'm not trying to say I'm perfect, I'm far from it, but I now know that life has a habit of just not rewarding you, but when the bad stuff happens, you've got to just remain steadfast, basically. David Attenborough, I could do that. Been doing opals and a lot less comedy, but the way to describe songwriting is that I don't call it songwriting, I call it song catching, because basically something will happen, and the riff and the words will start heading into my mind. They just resonate, and they'll just stay there for a little while, and then one day I'm just going to sit down, grab a guitar. Within half an hour, a song's written. When I'm done with that, I then stop and I head to Google, because I'm absolutely dead set certain that someone's written it before and I've just plagiarized it. It's never been like that. Songwriting is one of those weird little beasties. Got to be careful not to cut too much off this stone. Let's have a look at the back of it. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to concentrate on the back. Try and get it to work out, because if you get the back to work out, the front will work out. Little pieces are cleaving off all the time because this is just a bit cracky. So, how do we do this? I think that is the way it's going to have to face, and I'll bring that down like so. It's a bit scary to be doing this. If I'm not getting a result, I'm going to go into the sunlight like, oh, there's a bit of result, bit of result, bit of result. Hang on. This is called money chicken because you got to cut it. As you keep cutting it, it increases in value. But if you cut too much, it decreases in value. So it's like playing chicken with money. Okay. We're not done with that, but what I'll do is I'll wait for some sunlight just to confirm or deny what I'm doing is right. Right, now let's have a look at the side of it. Okay, so that is crazing, it's not cracking. Yeah, there is blue money. There is blue in the money chicken there, my friend. Have a look at that. I made a decision, my Alabama friend. I have actually posted how to assess the opal for you, so you can see that in your own time. Okay, we're going to finish that one off and say hi to Loki. I think that's the best I can do with it. I'm just going to check to see how it's facing. Oh, far out, sorry. Alright. Going to see how it's facing. Is it facing the correct way? Okay, it's facing like that. So I've got to just bring it in on this side. More chicken. I know, do you get gators in Alabama? Because I'm feeling like, you know, this is a chicken. No, it's a gator. Sweet Crocs, Alabama. Okay. We're not talking about the shoe. All right. Well, that's good. Okay, so what I'm going to do is there's more work to be done there, but it's at a carat, it's going to start reducing pretty badly. What's the time? Let me have a quick look. 7:20. I got to go. So what we'll do is I'll turn this off. We'll have a quick chat with the birdies, and then I've got to hop in the car and say, pick up my daughter. So here we go, quickly now. Hello bird, hello bird, hello bird. Go, go, go. Loki. Yoinks. Hello Loki. Now listen, you've been doing very well with your stuff. When you did that short with me, I put the sunnies on you and you got 3,000 views. Congratulations. Emma's new job or Livy? Livy's new job is going great. I'm going to have to go and take her. I'm sorry. I'll post a short about Loki and Max tonight after I've done with this JS the Genius, because there's a lot to tell about what's been going on. Hello, Max. Oh, Maxie Bubba. Come on, you little. You know that. It's me. He's got the poops. No? You want to come over? You want to come over? Come here, gorgeous. Yeah, good on ya. I'm going to put a pair of sunnies on you too, because I reckon if we do a short and a thumbnail with sunnies on you, I reckon that'll just about do it. What do you reckon? Not going to actually put sunnies on him because I like keeping my fingers. Are we talking temperature? Yeah. In the hundreds. What is that? That's 28 to 30 degrees, I think, from memory. Okay, Google, what's 100 degrees in Celsius? Whoa, 37 degrees. That's pretty heavy. All right, so it was 28 over here. So, okay, Google, what's 28 degrees centigrade in Fahrenheit?
28 degrees Celsius is equivalent to 82.4 degrees Fahrenheit.
82.4 Fahrenheit, in case you didn't hear that. So there we go. That's about the temperature. Okay, Google, what's the temperature here at the moment?
The temperature in Stanhope Gardens right now is 23 degrees.
23 degrees. Okay, Google, what's 23 degrees in Fahrenheit?
On the 6th at 11 p.m. in Stanhope Gardens, the temperature is 67 degrees Fahrenheit.
67 Fahrenheit. There you go. It's about 7 o'clock here at the moment. Oh, okay. So you sit there at 35 degrees, but at the same time, because you've got all that humid air, it's like you open the door and you kind of have to like move the air aside before you walk. Is that the general idea? I know. I'll deal with you. He's disappointed. Oh, you poor thing. I'll get you some food. You poor thing. He knows that generally speaking he gets more. Yeah, you poor thing. All right. Where are you, pony? Yeah, I'll give you a bit of a scratchy patch. I'm going to come back. I just got to pick up Livy. All right? Yeah, here we go. All right. Oh, yeah, I know. Yeah, I've known some Americans from time to time, and they love their country, and they especially love the state they're in. Just to give you an idea, when I went to America, I ended up in Nebraska. Believe it or not, I love Nebraska. But the moment I got there, they said, "Right here, stick this on your head." It was a corn cob, and they said, "You're a corn husker now." I'm like, "What? Am I?" Okay. And so I had to learn "Go Big Red." Go Big Red. And then I watched the game and watched them run around with the pigskin. It was quite amusing. And the the Nebraskans, they're beautiful people. I love them. At any rate, I think we're going to have to go now. I've got to go get Olivia. I'll be a little bit late as it is. So, well, what? You're talking about the corn on my head, right? Yeah. Well, look, they're very lovely people. And the guy who was driving me around town, he went over to the Nebraska University and had this giant red N on there. And he said, "Listen, mate, the N, it's for knowledge." Beautiful people. Anyway, Fargo country. I don't know what that means. What I do know is just below Colorado. So it's right. It's central, and I think they exist on fossilized water. Yeah, that's a different story. I've got to go get the kids. Have a wonderful evening, everybody. Or have a wonderful morning if you're in America. North, never eat soggy wheat. Yeah, that's right. Have a wonderful morning. Dr. Phil out.